in Concacaf Nations League C Group 3 action. Two teams facing off for the first time since 2016. Both have one win from their opening match of the competition against Turks and Caicos and look to take control of the group with a win tonight. 5 p.m. local time. Kickoff, it's 82 degrees right now with wind just at 6 miles per hour and a gorgeous setting for this Concacaf Nations League C as we get a look at the standings. As mentioned before, 3 points each. Turks and Caicos, the third team in this group. We'll take a look at the standings. Should say 3 points, so we'll work with this. 3 points each. They've got wins. They'll play today in a match that will potentially determine this group. And the sides have faced off 9 times, 2016 being the last time. Dominica have won 8 of the 9 matchups. 1 draw, and that came in 2015, a World Cup qualifier, 0-0. So today's match, Dominica likely the favorites. They've got 37 goals for in these matches against one another. British Virgin Islands just 5, but those were years ago. 2016 is a long time ago for these two countries vying for a spot in League B in the Concacaf Nations League. Now to get to that, you've got to win your group or come as the best second place team in League C to get promoted. And that's looking good for both teams. A draw could produce something like that, given the way that other groups might go. Just 9 teams, 3 groups of 3, and everyone playing one another twice within your group. Now a win today would put that team in the driver's seat heading into the second half of group play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League group match the national teams of the British Virgin Islands and Dominica.
It's a doubleheader at Daren Sammy Cricket Ground tonight. St. Lucia playing after this one. It's the player walkouts on the right side of your screen commence. We get a closer look at it, as well as our match officials. Ricangel de Leca, who is the center referee. From Aruba. British Virgin Islands in the all green kits, Dominica in the white. Major connotations from the result between these two sides, Dominica and the British Virgin Islands in CONCACAF Nations League C Group 3 action. Stand by for anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the British Virgin Islands.
Back at Daren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia,
Now, ladies and
Dominica and the British Virgin Islands
starting lineup for team
vying for the top spot in
in
Group
goal.
3 in the Concacaf Nations League C.
Prince. Number 2, Erskine Williams. Number 4, Eustace Marshall.
Handshakes between the players and the match officials today, as we'll take a look at the lineups for Dominica, the visiting side. Glenson Prince, the captain, in goal.
15,
Williams, Marshall, Wade, George, Jules, the goal scorer with 2 in Dominica's first match. Humphreys, Joseph, Thomas, and Paul. That's Kian and Briel Thomas.
Briel Thomas. Number 22, Corbin Paul.
Ellington Sabine, the
head
coach for Dominica.
Ellington Sabin.
The British Virgin Islands.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, today's starting lineup
So we get a look at the Dominica players.
for the British Virgin Islands. In goal, number 1, Daniel Guilford. Number 3, Miguel Marshall. Number 4, Kayvon Cesar. Number 5, Jerry Wiltshire. Number 6, Tishan.
Still waiting the coin
Gallagher.
toss
Number
at
7,
the middle of the
William
pitch,
Green.
and a look
Number
at
8,
our officials
Luca Chalwell.
today.
Number 9, Tyler Forbes. Number 10, Joshua Bertie.
2 from Aruba, 1 from Barbados, and 1 from St. Kitts and Nevis.
And number 14,
The captains will shake hands,
the head coach is Chris Kiwomia.
including Glenson Prince, the veteran goalkeeper for Dominica,
The referees for today's match.
a longtime player for this national team, as we look at the British Virgin Islands 11. Guilford in goal for them. It's Marshall, Captain Caesar, Wiltshire, Gallimore, Green, Chalwell, Forbes, Bertie, Abrams, and Smith.
And the fourth official, Tristy Basu from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Chris Kiwomia is the head coach. British Virgin Islands, their 10th ever CONCACAF Nations League game. They've only won 1, and that was against Turks and Caicos. This is, for what they're believing, a chance for them to advance this nation's footballing status in the FIFA World Rankings and within the CONCACAF region. As for Dominica, an away match that they would love to win to put them in the driver's seat as they approach the second half of group play. And we get underway. The whistle is blown. And the British Virgin Islands will kick things off. They're going left to right in the all green. Dominica in the all white, and a quick giveaway nearly. That's a strong step from Troy Jules. in the first minute. And Dominica will take some possession back, and Williams pushing out to the left side now with Humphreys. Here's Glenson Prince, the goalkeeper, laying that one out to the left. Currently unattached from any club, but a veteran player and a star in goal for Dominica over the years, and he's got the captain's armband as well. Free kick gets going quickly here. Brielle Thomas, the center back, clearing that one forward. He has a goal in this competition, one of the 3 goals against Turks and Caicos. Dominica, a 3-0 win in that match. Justin Smith will throw this one in for the British Virgin Islands. Tyler Forbes wins the throw-in, deep in Dominica territory on that right wing. It's the kind of start that the British Virgin Islands would want. Take the pressure away from that back line, try and have a chance of their own in the final third, and a long throw-in attempt coming here from the captain, Kevon Caesar. Headed away, and now it's carried forward by George for Dominica. Crosses midfield. Nice little step over. British Virgin Islands getting back on defense, though, forcing the striker to bring this one back. Now up the right side again with George. He tumbles over and is fouled. Free kick on the right side for Dominica coming up. Walking over to take it appears to be Troy Jules. Right-footed ball from Jules, doesn't beat the first man. Comes right back to him, though, fortunately for him. And he wins the throw-in, a strong challenge going to ground. Was Bertie for the British Virgin Islands to put that one out of play, and a throw-in. Brielle Thomas going over to take. He's got a long run-up, but he's going to have to work around the advertising boards on that far side. Gets the throw away. Headed away at the top of the 6. And cleared away by Bertie. Deep into Dominica's half, where they will just take possession, and Prince will push this one out. But it's given away by Kean Thomas. Fortunately for him, it's going all the way back for the British Virgin Islands. And they'll regroup in the back line. Wiltshire with a clearance deep up the pitch. Defended well by Joseph, but that's still loose in the midfield, and Dominica struggling to bring this one down. Instead, hoofing it forward is Kean Thomas. Loose ball poked forward by William Green and collected by Glenson Prince in goal. Good ball down the right side, and it's done very well by George to dummy it around, and then he is fouled by the late sliding challenge, which I think will just lead to a talking to as it's early in the game. Abrams came flying across. We'll get a closer look here as George, see the ball's still in, so George could have gotten to it. It's definitely a foul. There's no questions about it. Does stop the counterattack, though, as George did really well to get that turn and find that space before Jaden Abrams clattered into him. The cross into the middle, headed away at the top of the 6, at the back post, off the post and wide from the head of Brielle Thomas. A goal kick coming up for the British Virgin Islands. A good chance off of the set piece, but Brielle Thomas unable to head that one home. Would have been his second goal in 2 games in this competition. And the first big chance of this game going to Dominica. Take another look. Initial ball in is headed away, but not cleared. Wiltshire got up to it, and then no one touches that one. Guildford couldn't get his fingertips to it, but fortunately the post coming into play for the British Virgin Islands. And this one stays 0-0 for now. Seventh minute of play. Approaching the 8th. Long ball forward, headed away. Nice little move to get across midfield, but tumbling and staying on his feet nicely is Joseph. Ball on the right side, the cross is in, and then it's cleared behind for a corner by Justin Smith, who had a runner at the back post he had to defend. A necessary clearance out of play. A right-footed in-swinging corner coming up for Dominica. Targets in the box. We just saw a header attempt. A little misbehaving at the top of the 6. And now the whistle to recommence. In swinging corner. Headed down and away. And now a foul in transition as Kean Thomas came across to foul Tyler Forbes. And the British Virgin Islands can once again take a breath. Defended that one well. Out of harm's way. Forbes plays his club football for One Love United. Has a couple teammates with him here. Berti trying his luck from outside, and it's collected by Prince, who came across to the right side of the goal to make the grab. Here's Thomas, plays it forward. Cleared away by Abrams into the midfield. Now on the left side, carrying forward is Humphreys. Can't find the runner. As Jules checked in on that near side on the touchline, just lost in translation. And then Jules commits the foul. Little joust in the midfield, won by the British Virgin Islands. Gallimore. There's George. Knocks it back to his defense. This one may come down to the midfield, just who wins those 50-50 balls. So far, that has played a big role in how possession has been carried forward. Another Strong challenge in the midfield. This time it's Marshall. No, pardon me. Wade, who is fouled. By Caesar. Jules from the byline on the left side off the quickly taken free kick. Couldn't get the cross to find a teammate's feet. Now comes back wide to him. He falls to the grass once more, but he's back on his feet as it's cleared away. The header doesn't go far enough. And now it's a throw-in for Dominica, quickly taken. And it goes out of play. Unable to keep that in was Julian Wade. Brielle Thomas with that quick throw-in. Goal kick coming up to the British Virgin Islands in the 12th minute. Daniel Guilford will take. Left side with Jules. Tracked by Gallimore. Jules holding it up. Wins the throw-in. Both teams with some long throwers. Essentially any ball that goes out of play about 25 yards from the goal line is going to be like a set piece. Almost a free kick. Brielle Thomas with the throw. Into the middle. Headed down. And cleared away. Justin Smith with that big left boot. Now on the right wing. But it's won back by Dominica. Once more lost in the midfield for Dominica, but won right back. That is where possession has been turned over the most. That is where it gets turned over the most in football, but on top of it, in this match, that is what sparked the attacks. Wade. Back to Williams. Humphreys. Good turn by Jules, chasing it. Sliding challenge, puts it out of play. Kevon Caesar. Doing well to get across to it. Humphreys looked like he was lining up to try a long throw of his own, but he's going to leave it for the specialist, Brielle Thomas. Forbes winning that one. Trying to spark a counterattack. Goes with the long ball to the left side. But it's chased down by George. And he does well to lay this off. And Williams can clear it. Into the midfield, though. Was briefly given, but Luca Chalwell was held up in possession. And our referee blowing the play dead, as Jaden Abrams was fouled. British Virgin Islands with a free kick. Maybe 15 yards or so inside of Dominica's half. Ball in, headed, out of play. Everyone's saying it went off of their opponent. I think a corner kick is the result of it all. Tyler Forbes jogs over to take it. Right-footed in-swinging cross from Tyler Forbes coming up. Looping ball towards the penalty spot. Second chance, maybe a third. Still bouncing around before it's cleared away by Thomas. And now maybe a counterattack as well for Dominica. George on the right side. Wins the throw-in. The British Virgin Islands getting players back hastily. And they'll have the numbers to defend now. So here's George with the throw. Gives it away. Forbes. One back by Dominica, though. As well. Gets it wide to the right. George takes it to the byline. Crosses it in. Stayed in. Headed away into the midfield. And Humphreys comes to collect. He'll go back with it, and Dominica will possess. Humphreys on the left side. This one comes all the way back to Williams. He'll switch it from left to right. It's Briel Thomas. One of the two center backs for Dominica. Looping ball toward the top of the box. A first-time effort goes wide from the onrushing Kian Thomas. A little Thomas-to-Thomas action for Dominica. Before the game, Dominica Captain Glenson Prince was speaking about just the necessity of taking advantage of scoring opportunities. He felt that his team didn't necessarily do that, despite the 3-0 win over Turks and Caicos. 22 goal-scoring chances, just 3 going in. This one comes all the way out to Thomas, and he cracks it from deep and has done a glorious job of keeping that on goal, but it is saved by Guilford, who he himself did well to hang on to. 19th minute, still no score. Maybe that's the kind of shot that Glenson Prince is talking about, but this punt has gone right to Jules. He's in on goal. Jules on his right foot, and it's saved by Guilford. Able to cover up the blushes. A massive save after what was nearly a calamity. And now the British Virgin Islands going the other way. A little ricochet back and forth, and then a whistle sounds, I believe, for a handball. I'm not sure on which team, but it might actually be on Dominica on the first ricochet, and it is. Left side, Forbes, twisting, turning, plays it back, top of the box, back post, headed down into the 6, and cleared away by Williams, but the flag on the near side went up. Offside. Both teams managed to put 3 past Turks and Caicos. Now the ball onto the right side for Dominica, trying to find the opening goal of this fixture. Throw in near the corner flag. Doesn't look like Thomas is coming up to take the long throw. He is, in fact. So George picks it up, puts it down, picks it up, puts it down. Apologies for technical difficulties. Back in action. Still 0-0 between Dominica and the British Virgin Islands. 23rd minute, approaching 24. Whistle is blown. The advantage was there, but may not have lasted for long. The referee, Ricanhel Delica, deciding to pause things and just make sure everyone's okay in this play. Let's take another look at the foul. A hard challenge, as Berti played that one out of his feet. Real Thomas colliding with him. Long ball forward for the British Virgin Islands, headed into the midfield, now on the right side with Smith. Berti pokes it forward, and that's cleared back into the midfield. Now onto the right side with Justin Smith. Wide to Green, and I think that may have come off of him last, and it does, for a goal kick. Well defended by Coben Paul. Paul has been just about everywhere. I think he's playing in that holy midfield position, but he's also been out on the right, and in that moment, down on the left side, playing almost like a left back, but he's playing in the more advanced midfield position now. Dominica just adjusting to what the British Virgin Islands have brought in this game. Dominica has had the possession primarily in this one, as Wade brings it out onto the right side. They've had the better chances too, but still no score. Brought down by Jules on the left. Knocks it back. Here's Humphreys. Real Thomas. all the way back to Erskine Williams. Marshall. George. Nice ball back into the box. And the shot from Joseph goes out for a corner, but a pause for a head injury. Physio's on the field to conduct the tests, make sure Jaden Abrams is all right. Back on his feet. Here's the shot that catches him up high from Travis Joseph. Now a corner kick with the British Virgin Islands at currently 10 men. Dominica will have the corner kick, a right-footed outswinging ball, looped into the box, at the top of the box, headed away. And once more. Sliding challenge outside, and that's going to be a free kick for the British Virgin Islands. th minute of play, no score. British Virgin Islands doing a good job to frustrate Dominica, not allow easy chances. And Dominica's frustration is showing. Slowly but surely creeping closer to the goal, but just unable to get any clear-cut chances. The best chance came from a Guildford mistake when the goalkeeper miscued the punt. Troy Jules hopped on it, had the one-on-one chance, but Guildford made the save. Now free kick in the midfield on the left wing, just inside the Dominica half. I think you're going to have a change of the ball, maybe a little flat. Gallimore plays it forward, but it's cleared away. Long ball into the box. Chalwell scores! The British Virgin Islands take the lead. Luca Chalwell, of course it's him. His third goal of the competition in just the second game. Look at this, a long ball. A hopeful ball. Chalwell does really well with the first touch. Dummies on the second, and he just finds the corner. Nothing Prince can do in goal. Two goals against Turks and Caicos. And now one goal against Dominica, and it's 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands in the 30th minute of action. Now, how does Dominica respond? A long chance, going for goal. Oh, could you imagine? Gabriel Thomas sending that one out for a goal kick. Now one ricochets out of play, and the British Virgin Islands will get the throw in just in front of their bench. Now, remember, the last time these two teams played, it was 2016, and Dominica has owned this series. 8 wins from 9 games. The one time they drew was a 0-0 draw in 2015 World Cup qualifying, and in the first leg, Dominica won 3-2. So 3-2 and 0-0 in those 2 games, and then in qualifiers for the Caribbean Cup, or in the Caribbean Cup for the 2017 Gold Cup, Dominica won 7-0. But again, that was in 2016. These countries have grown. They've focused in on their academies, in their youth development, and the British Virgin Islands, Luca Chalwell, puts them ahead. Dominica throw in on the left side. Humphreys takes, goes short, gets it right back. Left side, but the flag goes up as Paul got in behind just a little too far. .33rd minute, 1-0 British Virgin Islands over Dominica. Several fouls in the midfield have slowed play up, and that is not suiting Dominica at the current way this game has gone. Joseph, long ball forward. Finds Wade, takes it toward the corner flag. Cuts back inside, nicely done. Still Wade, tries to chip it in, but it's cleared away. And the British Virgin Islands get this one out all the way. Across midfield now. Chalwell drops it off. Off of Marshall last, so it'll be a throw-in for Dominica. Rio Thomas knocks it back. Williams, left side with Humphreys. Kian Thomas gives it away. Chalwell going up against the entire back line, gets pushed out of play, goes out of play with the ball, and Dominica take the throw in. No foul called, despite the protests. Now into the midfield with Kian Thomas, left side to Humphreys. Chips it into the middle. Touch goes backwards off of the right foot of Julian Wade. Cleared away. Forbes brings it down. Into the midfield. Left side to the goal scorer, Chalwell. Now a long ball again, but this one goes out of play. Just a miscue. So a throw in for Dominica. Real Thomas plays it forward to Wade. Turns. Right side, cutting in. Still Wade. He goes down. Complains for the penalty, but his petition is waved off. Now forward for Forbes. He's in a one-on-one with Williams. It's Forbes. Cuts onto his right. Still Forbes. Now wide onto his left. Can't get the shot off as Williams stands him up. He had the runners coming in. Wade made a surging run. Green made the surging run. He had Berti at the top of the box. Williams muscling off to stop Forbes from getting the shot off. out for a goal kick, and Dominica get it going quickly. Here's Jules. 36th minute. Still 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands. Strong challenge in the midfield. And Gallimore's done well to win the throw-in after stopping the attack. Look at this slide tackle. Actually doesn't even go to ground. Just a really good reach to get that ball off of George and win the throw-in. Now a good ball through. Chalwell around the keeper. On his right foot. And he's put it onto the side netting. A chance to double the lead and double his tally, but he's unable to get it on frame. Glenson Prince comes off his line, tries to cut the angle, forces him wide, and Chalwell just couldn't hit the target. Huge chance for the British Virgin Islands. There are more goals in this game, and there are more goals in this game for the British Virgin Islands. Just couldn't wrap his right foot around it. Just misses the post, barely. Still had work to do after rounding Prince, but definitely one that Luca Chalwell will want back. Humphreys plays it inside. Thomas, a little 1-2. Good challenge to get it away by Berti, but the ball is back into the box, headed to the top of the box, and out. Green gets it forward. Now Forbes, waiting for some support now. Slows the play up, gets this one back into the midfield, but that also allows Dominica to get back. Marshall switching it from right to left. Into the midfield. Little tussle. Not deemed a foul either way. Cleared forward for Dominica. But now the British Virgin Islands get going, just bypassing the midfield completely on the clearance. Jules. Held up. He's fouled by Gallimore. Takes the free kick quickly. Briel Thomas. Tried to play the return pass on the 1-2, but unable to find a teammate as George went down. Another bouncing clearance from Guilford. Briel Thomas knocking it forward. Cleared away by Miguel Marshall. Quick throw in. Joseph. Second effort. And it's caught by Guilford. Humphreys knocks it all the way back to Prince. Long ball takes a deflection and will go out of play for a corner for Dominica in the 42nd minute. We'll see if they get some numbers forward, some players up there. Real Thomas, one of them, had one goal in the 3-0 win over Turks and Caicos. Right-footed outswinger toward Joseph, headed away, and cleared once more by Wiltshire. Goes out for a throw-in. Quick ball in. There is Thomas. Plays it wide at the byline. The cross is in, and it's at the back post where it's headed away by Justin Smith and out for another corner. No immediate danger, but better to get that one out than let it go anywhere else. And the play at the back post off of the ensuing corner kick comes off of a British Virgin Islands player. So another corner kick back on the far side. George will take. Here's the ball in. Looped back post. Here's Jules. On his right, curling ball to the back post, and the header goes over from Wade. He was inside the 6. Guilford missed it, the goalkeeper, and Wade just couldn't get it on target. It doesn't get much closer than that. What a huge opportunity for Dominica to equalize just before the half. Wade just couldn't keep his header on frame. Maybe 3 yards out. I have to imagine he didn't expect that ball to get there, as Daniel Guilford, the goalkeeper for the British Virgin Islands, came off of his line and just couldn't reach the ball. Jumping for it, fingertips unable to do anything. But it may have just put off Wade enough for him to miscalculate where that ball was going. Now a shot from the outside, Prince having to fall to his left to make the save. Quickly shuffles it out. Long ball forward, brought down by Wade. Scoots to his left, but he is pushed off the ball by Wiltshire, who wins it back for the British Virgin Islands. Now up the right side with Green. He's doing well with it. Still Green. And then a strong challenge coming across by Williams. Now approaching 30 seconds until stoppage time. Green. Forbes. Out of play and off of Forbes last. Jules and Forbes now getting into it a little. Dominica will try and get this one moving quickly as stoppage time approaches. Looks like 2 minutes will be the official stoppage time for this first half. Minimum of 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time in the
ball's given away in the midfield by Dominica. Maybe the British Virgin Islands have one more big chance left in them before the half. Given away again, though. And Real Thomas onto the right side with Joseph. Long ball Thomas headed by George, and that one's going to trickle out for a goal kick with about a minute left at least in stoppage time. least the recommendation of 2 minutes. Minimum? Guilford not taking the goal kick in this instance. This one gets launched over the halfway line, flicked on by Berti. Maybe one more chance left in this. And we'll head to the half. And a big 45 after that. Dominica launching that forward. Flicked on and out for a corner. Guilford couldn't get to it. This will likely bring us to the half. Dominica's trying to take this quickly. Outswinging ball near post, couldn't beat the first man, headed away, headed back in toward the box by Brielle Thomas, but the halftime whistle sounds. 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands. Luca Chalwell continuing his good goal-scoring form with the only goal in this one, as the British Virgin Islands leading Dominica 1-0 at the break in St. Lucia in the Concacaf Nations League C Group 3.
The score is Dominica 0, the British Virgin Islands 1.
Let me tell you, there's something about this. I see from Zara. Mama, Samanula. Samanu, hey, you can take my I don't know what to do.
Don't miss the best moments of Concacaf games and the tournament. Follow us on TikTok at Concacaf. Qatar Airways is proud to be the official airline partner of the Concacaf Nations League. Fly to over 160 destinations worldwide with one of the world's best airlines and enjoy a seamless and effortless travel experience.
the British Virgin Islands in the green as we get underway for the second half of action. No changes for the second half. As Marshall knocks us forward to Joseph. For Dominica. On the right side, it's Jules. Driving, cuts back onto his left foot. Low cross, out for a corner. Nearly didn't go out in the end. Outswinging cross from the right foot of Troy Jules, who had 2 goals in Dominica's first match. High ball in. Cleared forward. And now Tyler Forbes brings it out, but he's intercepted by Kean Thomas. Loops the ball in. Chested down at the top of the box, trying to get it out his feet. It was Joseph, but unable to get the shot away. Out to the right side. Jules. Crossing. And he's overhit that one to the back post. George trying to keep that in, but he is unable to do so. Knocks it out for a goal kick. Luca Chalwell's goal on 29 minutes still separating the sides as Daniel Guildford electing not to take the goal kick himself. Once more, Jerry Wiltshire will take it. Glenson Prince, the captain and goalkeeper for Dominica. Marshall knocks it forward. Humphreys. Jules. Intercepted. And the British Virgin Islands can go the other way. Onside is Forbes. He's in behind the back line. Forbes is in on goal. Chips it. Prince with the save. Tyler Forbes going for the cheeky attempt. Tries to chip it with his right foot. And it's the right hand of Glenson Prince that gets there. What a save by the veteran goalkeeper and captain for Dominica, keeping this one still just 1-0. That is a huge chance for the British Virgin Islands. As mentioned earlier, they've only scored 5 goals against Dominica in the 9 meetings prior to this one. They've never won, they've only drawn, and in that draw it was 0-0. Huge chance. Chalwell had the big chance after his goal in the first half, but after rounding Prince, unable to get the shot on goal. But in this case, for Forbes, he had a lot of time to decide what he wanted to do with it, just couldn't get the effort right. And Dominica win a throw-in on the right side. Jules trying to spark something in attack. He and Julian Wade both with chances in the first half. Wade had the header that went over the crossbar from inside of the 6-yard box. Long ball into the box is headed away. Chalwell. A 1-2. Forbes is making the run. He's just creeping into an offside position. Chalwell holding it up just long enough. Knocks it into Berti. Gallimore knocks it onto the right side. Carried by Green. Crossed. Knocked forward. And then George brings it out and is fouled, and Dominica will get a chance to breathe. Something we haven't seen much of in this game is British Virgin Islands possessing the way that they have. Really, we have seen a lot of frustration from Dominica as they just haven't been able to get anything going in that attacking third. Most of their best chances coming from crosses or giveaways. Now a ball to the back post. Rising for the header was George, but he just couldn't get it down and on goal. So that rolls out for a goal kick. I have to imagine the British Virgin Islands will take their time in this second half, holding on to this 1-0 lead. Long ball flicked on at the halfway line. Dominica able to handle that one, but pressed by Joshua Berti. Now they'll slowly bring this forward from the back line. Briel Thomas. Jules. Ball in now from Jules. Cleared away, back into the corner. Jules cuts onto his left. He's pushed over, and that's just outside the box. Miguel Marshall with the extended arm onto the back of Jules. Take another look at it there, just as Jules entering the box. I think we might actually have a substitution. The stretcher being called for by the referee, a substitution being asked for by Berti. Been signaling. The physio is coming on for the second time this game. Marshall's helped to his feet. We'll see if it does actually require the substitution, or if it's just a bit of gamesmanship to just try and extend this game on a little bit further. A daunting free kick opportunity as Jules is going to stand over it. He'll take some water in the process. And we will see the first substitutions of the game. It's going to be 2 for Dominica. Laville coming on, as is Savio Anselm. And it looked like Christian Javier is getting ready to come on for the British Virgin Islands. Three-man wall getting set for the British Virgin Islands to try and defend this free kick opportunity. Standing over it is Troy Jules. He's got 2 goals against Turks and Caicos. And now it's from a 3-man wall to a 2-man wall. They're not together. Now they are. It's a tough angle for a shot, so you've got to understand why it's not the big wall. And Jules goes for the low ball in. Now gets a second effort. The cross comes through, but then leaving it was Joseph, and it just rolls right through him and through everyone else for a goal kick after Jules put that ball back in. Just working to confirm the substitutions for everyone here. But for now, we know who came in for sure. Savio Anselm for Dominica and Laville, as well as Javier for the British Virgin Islands. Free kick in midfield. Dominica will take. Here's those substitutions. So George and Paul exiting for Dominica. British Virgin Islands on the goal kick once again. Wiltshire will clear this one away. And it was Marshall in the end who was subbed out, with Javier coming in.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Given away in the midfield.
For Team Dominica.
Wade is fouled.
Leaving the game, number 9, Javid George, and number 22, Hobin Paul.
Jules on the right side. Pressured by Forbes. Gets the ball inside. Laville, the sub. Couldn't get the cross away. Cleared away in the end by the British Virgin Islands into the midfield. Williams brings it down. Now plays a big ball over the top, and it's out for a goal kick. 57 minutes played in this one. Still 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands. The first half goal on 29 minutes by Luca Chalwell, separating the two sides.
Leaving the game, number 3, Miguel Marshall. Entering the game, number 11.
Forbes goes down, clutching his head.
Javier. Substitution in the 54th minute.
Free kick for the British Virgin Islands. Foul committed by Savio Anselm. And now Forbes will get treated by the physios. Tyler Forbes with the big chance earlier in this second half. Made the attempt to try and chip Glenson Prince on the breakaway, but unable to get it over the right glove of Prince. Big one-on-one opportunity. Just couldn't bury it. This one's still 1-0 British Virgin Islands, though, as he'll head to the sideline after getting his head looked at. So after all that, free kick for the British Virgin Islands. Chalwell, the goal scorer. It's given away. Dominica can get going on the left side. Little overlapping run. Ball inside. Nice move. Anselm! Oh, it's a great save. And then the other effort from Jules, and it's collected by Guilford. Now appears to be clutching his left leg. Another good look at this one. Savio Anselm has his shot save, and then Jules just couldn't get the rebound. The crowd at Daren Sammy Cricket Ground getting into it. It is a doubleheader tonight. The home country, St. Lucia, will be playing British Virgin Islands home in this one. St. Lucia part of the islands. Looks like Guilford will probably be able to carry on here, which is a good sign for the British Virgin Islands. A couple close calls, but has largely made the saves when they've been needed. Some numbing spray to the hamstrings. And the game resumes with Guilford throwing the one out. So, British Virgin Islands with possession in the midfield after the lengthy treatment for the goalkeeper. Throwing on the left side at midfield. But Dominica can't get anything going with it. Long ball, chased by Forbes, but Prince comes out to clear. It's in the midfield with Chalwell, the goal scorer. I believe it came off. It's throwing for the British Virgin Islands. A couple ricochets there. And Chalwell gets it right back from the throw-in. Chips it forward to the substitute, Javier. Clearance doesn't get away. And this is just a bouncing ball in the box for the British Virgin Islands. They've got possession of it, and they've got the numbers in the box. Chalwell trying to play the ball to the back post. Gets through. Finds Green, who cuts out to the corner flag, and he'll win a throw-in in the end. That was a strange little redirection, deflection, and loose ball play in the box that Dominica was just unable to really deal with on a couple occasions, and they're lucky that the British Virgin Islands unable to capitalize on it. Forbes jumping high and getting called for the high boot as he got the shot away, but his boot about head height with the defenders. Dominica trying to go the other way. Long ball gets through for Wade. He gets in behind, and he goes down as well with a free kick. And another big opportunity in a good spot for Dominica. You can see Wade asking for a little bit more than just the foul. He was fouled. That was not a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. He does feel, or you can see it looks like he feels, that it may have been, but there were several defenders for the British Virgin Islands who were looming right there. There'll be a right-footed out-swinging cross from LaVille. Or maybe a shot at the near post. As Guilford. Now a little bit of a tussle in the box. Some shoving back and forth. All the dust settling. The ball is in from LaVille, and the chance at the back post, it gets knocked right through the middle, and it does look like it is a corner kick. Yeah, a corner kick coming up. British Virgin Islands with the touch on that. I'm unsure who. We'll try and get a better look here. That didn't help that much, but a corner kick is called. Outswinging ball in again from LaVille incoming. '67th minute, still 1-0. The cross is in, headed away by the British Virgin Islands. LaVille comes to it with his left foot, just swings at it, goes to the far corner before going out for a throw-in. And another substitution coming up. Julian Wade heading to the bench. He's replaced by Felix Anselm. So Felix Anselm and Savio Anselm, both of Dublanc FC. Both subbing into this match. Ball just rolls away from Jules.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Team Dominica in the 67th minute. Leaving the game, number 7, Julian Wade. Entering the game, number 20, Felix Anselm.
Joseph told to back up on the throw-in. Gets it down the line before it's booted up the side of the pitch again. 69th minute, 1-0, British Virgin Islands. Right side with Joseph. His cross is out for a throw-in now. And the long throw of Brielle Thomas is being passed up for the long throw of Felix Anselm. This also allows Thomas to get in the box. He's had his head find the post at least on one attempt today. Forbes trying to put off Anselm on the cross from the throw-in. Now outside. Cleared away from the top of the box. Williams knocks it forward. Cleared away by the British Virgin Islands. Prince comes to collect. Marshall for Dominica. Nice little helicopter move by Felix Anselm, but he loses it. Now Tyler Forbes gives possession right back to Dominica. Free kick called. The foul by William Green, and he ends up actually taking the brunt of it. Just gets knocked in the face, I think, maybe with a shoulder or elbow. Commits the foul, and then there it is with the elbow. Completely unintentional. And just the aftermath of the collision. The foul called on Green. And now the physios are back on the pitch. This time for Justin Smith. And the stretcher is coming out too. Didn't see what happened on that play. That led to Smith going down to the grass. He's going to get back onto his feet. And he'll be helped to the sideline. Right side with Joseph into the box, right-footed effort, and he skies it. Wiltshire will take the goal kick. 73rd minute, still 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands. Forbes wins it. One-on-one, cuts to his left, poked away by Williams, and that's going to go out for a corner kick.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, substitution for the British Virgin Islands in the 72nd minute. Leaving the game, number 14, Justin Smith. Entering the game, number 17, Elijah Williams.
So Elijah Williams comes in for Justin Smith. That's confirmation of that for the British Virgin Islands as Smith exited with what appeared to be a leg injury. In swinging right-footed corner kick. Prince comes out, slaps it away. Chalwell goes down on the far side. Linesman says free kick. And that's what the call is. Just on the edge of the box. Chalwell gets chopped down. And the British Virgin Islands will have a free kick from close range on the byline. Chalwell stepping into the 6-yard box. Be a left-footed cross at the back post, headed by Gallimore and out of play for a goal kick. Prince takes it quickly, and Dominica have just over 15 minutes left to try and make something happen in this game. The long ball for Jules isn't near him. It'll roll into the box, and Guilford lands on it. Rolled out now. Chalwell to Forbes. Long ball from Abrams goes out of play. Kaiser Williams, the latest sub for the British Virgin Islands. They've made 2 today, and that's one of the subs for Dominica. Aldel Leville winning the corner kick for the visitors. He'll now step over this one. Right-footed out-swinging cross. It's a good ball to the back post. Gets through. British Virgin Islands get this one away. It's a Kaiser Williams and Forbes. And it's won back by Kian Thomas for Dominica. Caesar, the captain for the British Virgin Islands, clears this forward. Nice little give and go for Dominica. Into the final third. A shot from outside just fizzes past the goal. Goal kick coming up for the British Virgin Islands. Free kick is given. Chalwell shrugs his shoulders. Dominica get this one going quickly. Leville overhits his cross, trying to find the tall head of Briel Thomas, who is now playing in a very advanced role. Slowly made his way up the pitch from the defensive midfield and essentially the back line to being in the forward line now. Forbes, dispossessed. Nice move in the midfield by Kian Thomas. Just can't find the pass through, though. Chalwell, heavy touch, takes it out of play. Throw in, quickly taken. Leville, driving with it, inside to Jules. Loses possession, cleared away by Abrams. And Dominica with possession again. It's currently Marshall. Leville. His cross is blocked. Comes out. Leville again. Sliding challenge. Poked away. And out of play for a throw-in. Javier with a good sliding play. Times this perfectly. Really had to. Another stoppage in play, another British Virgin Islands player on the grass. '80th minute will probably have a few minutes of stoppage time considering the number of injuries and the number of substitutions as well. Total of 5 players coming in as reinforcements in this second half. Play resuming with the throw-in. Felix Anselm with the cross from the throw. Headed away. And then cleared long. It's Jules. Troy Jules just couldn't cut that one through the defense, and now it's come forward to Forbes. And Forbes is all on his own. He's got 4 players around him. Cuts inside, goes down, referee waves it off, and Dominica will get possession back. Troy Jules inside. Laville cleared away by Javier. He's been very active since coming off the bench. Switch of play from left to right. Jules runs into his man, who had really nowhere else to go, and Jules earns the free kick, and you can see Javier pleading his case, but only momentarily. Looks like another substitution, I believe. At least that's what the referee has indicated with the call over to the sideline. Doesn't look like anyone with the 4th official currently. And so it will be a free kick for Dominica. Right-footed ball into the back post, headed and into the net! The equalizer for Dominica! Brielle Thomas at the back post. He hit the post in the first half with a header, and in the second half he gets it right. Tracks it the whole way, lowers his body, makes the header, gets it on frame. And Dominica have tied this one at 1 in the 83rd minute, and that's going to be the end of the day for William Green, as well as Joshua Berti. Entering the game looks like Lacey. We'll try and get confirmation of the second substitute. And now it's Eustace Marshall who is getting treatment for Dominica. Stretcher coming on for him. So Brielle Thomas, the equalizing goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Team Dominica, scored by number 19, Brielle Thomas, in the 83rd minute. Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 10. Troy Jules of Dominica in the 83rd minute.
Yellow card to Jules. And another substitution. Eustace Marshall, who's on the turf, he'll be exiting. Looks like Bredas is coming in.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Team Dominica in the 83rd minute.
Slow to kick off from this equalizing goal for Dominica. But we get back underway, and the British Virgin Islands looking to try get their lead back. And Dominica looking for a game winner. Long ball onto the right side. Jules chases, headed away. And this one goes out of play. Javier knocking it out. Jules with the throw. Fresh off the assist and yellow card.
For the British Virgin Islands
knocks it forward up the right side. The cross from Laville goes out of play for a goal kick.
William Green and number 10 Joshua Bertie. Entering the game, number 13 Carlos Septus and number 20 Johari Lacey.
Johari Lacey and Carlos Septus coming in for the British Virgin Islands.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Team Dominica in the
And again, this is the 10th meeting between these two countries.
In the game, number 4 Eustace Marshall.
8 wins in the 9 games. 8 wins for Dominica. 1 draw. That draw a 0-0 game in World Cup qualifying in 2015. It's 1-1 in the 88th minute. Should be a fair amount of stoppage time as well, given the substitutions and injuries in this second half. Felix Anselm. Wide to Laville. He plays this to the back post. Rising up. Headed into the box and then out as the British Virgin Islands escape that one. Lacey bringing it down, and then a long ball for the home side. It's Laville again on the right side. Tracked by Javier. Ball in from the goal scorer, Riel Thomas, who scored in the 3-0 win for Dominica over Turks and Caicos. As Guilford lands on that one. Bredas winning it in the midfield for Dominica. Right-footed effort from deep, but just unable to hit the target. As that one whizzes through and out for a goal kick. Getting to 90 minutes here. Headed down. Laville inside, and then a stoppage as an injury on the play. I think it might be Luca Chalwell, the goal scorer today for the British Virgin Islands, and it is. Dominica get things going again as we approach 90. Ball switched from left to right. Laville brings it down in the box. Couldn't get to it. He touched it last. Or he didn't. The British Virgin Islands shielding that one out, but turns out it touched one of them last. It'll be a corner kick. 6 minutes, the stoppage time in this one. Plenty of time for either side to get a winner. Laville, the cross. Flicked on at the back post. Nearly a bicycle kick attempt. Still in the box. Unable to get cleared. Dominica from outside, and that one is always rising.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Goal kick coming up for the British Virgin Islands.
Indicated that there will be a minimum
Jerry
of
Wiltshire
6 minutes
will
of added time
trot over to
in
take the goal
second
kick.
half.
The draw here will make the return leg incredibly pivotal. Throw in for the British Virgin Islands. A minute and a half gone in stoppage time out of 6 minimum. Throw-in gets through to Forbes. On his right foot. The cross is in, and it's caught by Prince. Rolls this one out to the right side. Dominica unable to get it out their own half before a challenge forces that one out of play. Throw in. Kian Thomas. Travis Joseph with it. Bredas crosses in, headed away. .50-50 ball at the midfield. Dominica come away with it. It's Jules in the center. Moves away from two defenders. Still Jules. Flicks it through. Chance! And it's gone just wide. The right-footed effort from Brielle Thomas. And a big dive from Guilford. I think he got his right hand to it. Oh, yeah. Corner kick coming up. Dominica with a huge chance. And it was nearly Brielle Thomas, the hero, once again in this game. In-swinging right-footed corner. Thomas rising to it, but it's headed away by Wiltshire. Now the chase is on. Forbes wins that. But his back is toward goal. Lays it off. Cleared forward. Dominica get it back. Joseph. Long ball to the back post. Savio Anselm. Ball into the middle, flicked on, it's in the center, still loose, and it's caught by Guilford off the head of Travis Joseph. Just about 4 minutes into the minimum 6 of stoppage time, still one apiece. Dominica and the British Virgin Islands. Given away. Jules for Dominica. Couldn't spark anything on that play. Forward again. Dominica still with it. Now a strong challenge in the middle of the pitch. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card. And now it's a fight. A serious injury as well. Players are furious with this incident right now. And it is a very serious injury. And immediately stretchered off. You can see just the agony in some of the players who have seen the extent of the injury. And they know just what that means. They know just how serious that is. A right ankle, right foot injury. Actually, not sure which foot. But it is a horrific challenge from Septis, and he's sent off for it. And you can see just how gutted the Dominica players are. It's one of those kinds of injuries you don't want to see. And stoppage time, I mean, we were 2 minutes away from full time, if that. Just a dreadful time for that to happen. Just look at the agony on these faces of the Dominica players. Lying down on the pitch. You don't want to see a teammate like that. And it's all too common in sport to see such horrific injuries like this. We'll see if this match just gets called at this point. It was close to being finished. Or if these players are going to have to resume. You can see just the Brielle Thomas lying on the pitch face down. Being consoled by teammates and opponents. Thomas is back on his feet. The players are back on the field. Certainly just a full-time whistle to end this game. Well, this match is going to continue. It will be a free kick at the end of all of that. A powerful strike, and it's caught by Guilford in the 100th minute of this game. It might be the last play. We'll see how much stoppage on stoppage we'll have right here. And that is the final whistle, rightfully so. A 1-1 draw between Dominica and the British Virgin Islands. But a horrific injury casting a shadow over this fixture. Chalwell opened the scoring, 28th minute. And in the 83rd, Brielle Thomas equalizing for Dominica. They'll share the spoils. They'll still be both top of the group on points for each Dominica on goal difference, topping the group over the British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos at the bottom of Group 3 in the Concacaf Nations League C.
Ladies and gentlemen, a red card issued to player number 13 of the British Virgin Islands in the 90th plus 5th minute. Carlos Septas.
The second draw between these two teams in the history of this fixture, the 10th fixture between them. The last one in 2016, a 7-0 win for Dominica.
British Virgin Islands won.
They played two fixtures in 2015 in World Cup qualifying, 3-2 Dominica and 0-0 in the other one. This one finishing 1-1. A return fixture between these two in November. But for now, full-time 1-1 between Dominica and the British Virgin Islands from St. Lucia in CONCACAF Nations League C Group 3. Dominica in St. Lucia taking on the British Virgin Islands in CONCACAF Nations League C Group 3 action. Both teams a win under their belts after defeating Turks and Caicos in their first matches of group play. A big one in St. Lucia at Daren Sammy Cricket Ground to try and separate the two sides after two matches in the 4-match group play. The British Virgin Islands getting things underway, but Dominica had the better chances in the first half. This one off the head of Brielle Thomas, hitting the post and going wide for a goal kick. Another look at it. He had a goal in the first game for Dominica. Then it was Chalwell who opens the scoring for the British Virgin Islands, bringing down that long ball and then finding the far corner with a right-footed effort to make it 1-0 to the home side, and you can just hear the crowd in St. Lucia loving that. A great goal. And then he nearly doubles the lead, just gets it on the wrong side of the post as he rounds the keeper Prince. The British Virgin Islands doing a good job of keeping chances away, and then this one off the head of Julian Wade going over the crossbar. And at halftime, it was 1-0 to the British Virgin Islands as they cleared away the corner kick to end the first 45 minutes of action. And picking up in the second half, under the lights, Dominica going left to right in the all-white. A big chance saved by Prince as Forbes just couldn't chip him. Then this one denied by Guilford and then held on to in the aftermath as Jules couldn't get the rebound. Dominica had their chances, and eventually off of the free kick, Jules to the back post, and the falling header from Brielle Thomas to tie this one at 1 in the 83rd minute. Finally, the breakthrough for Dominica after a frustrating first 80 minutes, unable to get on the score sheet. And then the horror challenge, resulting in the injury, which will mar this game in the weeks to come. But a 1-1 scoreline between Dominica and the British Virgin Islands in League C Group 3 action. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world and whichever platform you choose to do so. From St. Lucia, Dominica 1, and the British Virgin Islands 1 in the CONCACAF Nations League C Group 3.